That is one of the most powerful words, most powerful curse words in the English language. Now, my latest blog post talks about whether it is morally right to use the word fuck and other curse words. So, the first argument we think of when we think of curses for curse words, I'm arguing for here, is the offense. I call it the offense argument, and it goes something like this. If you're offended by curse words, but you're not offended by all the injustices that are happening in the world, there's some kind of disconnect going on. And yeah, that argument has a lot of pull to it. I agree with that argument. I'm a supporter. But let's take this a step further and let's talk a little bit about how this relates to the shadow, as psychologist Carl Jung would say. Now, the shadow is the part of us, the dark side of us that we repress, that we hide from other people. But the act of hiding gives power to that which we hide from. It really does. And when you don't own this shadow, and using words like fuck is kind of, you don't want to use them that much. But the point here, the main point of this post, you want to get to the point where when it's absolutely necessary, when you have to use the word to make a really strong point, when no one is taking you seriously, and that's where being more laconic in your word choice and being clearly expressed helps you out in terms of language. Because when you use a word sparingly, people know, don't fuck with this dude, because he doesn't use that word very often. I notice in this post I'm using the F word a lot because that's what it's all about. But let me draw an example of what I mean by this using curse words when the chips are on the line, when the chips are down. So imagine this. I want you to imagine for a moment. You and a family member, an uncle, for example, are going across a frozen lake in a snowmobile. And all of a sudden, as you're driving, you feel this sense of fear. And there's a crack in the ice, and you and your uncle fall through the ice. You're both kicking and screaming and fighting for dear life. And you're able to get out. But your uncle, not as lucky. He's really struggling. And you're holding on to his arm in that ice, and it's freezing, and you can't take it. And you just feel a sense of a lack of hope. And you just scream to your uncle at the top of your lungs, "You can do it, you fucker!" When you do that, he becomes full of rage, and that anger propels him to get up. You just saved your uncle's life by doing that. Now, this story is a true story. It is not made up. It's in Shania Twain's autobiography. It happened to relatives of hers. This is what I mean by using it. When my uncle's life, when a family member, a friend's life is on the line, where their emotional well-being can be helped out by me going out of my comfort zone and using a word like fuck, I don't give a fuck if I offend anyone. I'm here to help people. So that's a big argument about this word. And that's how I want to wrap this up. You can read more in the post below. Again, disclaimer here, this stuff works for me. Obviously, you want to use common sense. You don't want to use this around kids. And that's about it. So thank you for watching. Check out more in the post below, and for an amazing clip that I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you for watching, and optimism is the only way.